Guys, it's Cadence. Welcome to my channel, or if you're coming back to my channel, welcome back to my channel. I love having all of you guys here. So today's video, it's going to be a little bit more deep and a little bit more personal, and I want to talk about something that I don't usually talk about. And I get asked about this subject so many times, so I thought, why not make a video about it? So I know I've talked about all the good things and all the positive things that has happened since I came out as transgender and started my transition and stuff. But I never really talked about the negative side to things or like the cons. But before we get into the video, I do want to say, even though with all the negative things that being transgender has brought into my life, I don't think I'd want it any other way, because I do love being transgender, as weird as that may sound, but I feel like being transgender makes me really unique and kind of like special or something, and it makes me feel like a rare breed. So I mean, that's kind of cool. But I always like to say that being transgender is a blessing and a curse, because, you know, there's a lot of good things about it, but there's also a lot of bad things about it that will last with you for the rest of your life. So no, I do not hate being transgender, I just hate some of the things that it brings to me. So people will always say, as long as you're a cute and passable transgender girl, then you'll be treated a lot differently and be more accepted, I guess. And as sad as that is, I do agree with that statement. I mean, that's just the way that the world is. And that just doesn't apply to transgender women, that applies to anyone, really. I mean, as long as you're pretty and you're beautiful, then you're okay. But that's not always the case. I mean, yes, I have a medical team that I can use anytime that I want, and yes, I have all the clothes and the makeup and all the materialistic things, and yeah, I might be passable and beautiful, but I mean, I still have to deal with a lot of the things that other transgender girls deal with, and a perfect example for that is gender dysphoria. I literally wake up every single day with gender dysphoria. Yeah, some days are better than others. Some days it gets so bad where I'm just so depressed and I really don't want to do anything. There's some days I don't even want to get ready because all I see in the mirror is a man. And I hate getting dressed because it's a daily reminder that I have parts that I don't feel comfortable with and I don't identify with and that I don't feel attached to. I absolutely hate talking to people I don't know, and I hate having to use my voice in public because all I hear in my voice is masculinity. I still feel the need to wear makeup 24/7 because without it I feel a lot more uncomfortable and a lot more dysphoric. And some days, I mean, I wish I could just wake up, tie my hair up and leave the house and be cute, but I mean, I just can't. I just get so uncomfortable and I get so many panic attacks and I just feel so dysphoric, and you know, of course that makes me really depressed, and that's just something that I can't do, and that really kind of hurts me sometimes because, you know, I can't just wake up and leave the house, and I feel like I need all that and all those materialistic things to be viewed as a female, because without those things I feel like people, you know, would just see me and interact with me as a male, because that's how I see myself without the makeup and the materialistic things. And that's generally like what gender dysphoria is. Like, you always see like the manly features in you and like the masculine characteristics and whatever, and that stuff takes over and you don't see like your true beauty or the femininity. You only focus on the things that really bring you down. And I've noticed I've always felt the need to overcompensate because I am transgender, so that kind of ties into the whole feeling perfect thing. I mean, I feel like I need to look perfect and be perfect 24/7 because I'm overcompensating for being born a male and being transgender. And honestly, I mean, that is a lot of damn pressure to put on someone. I mean, being a girl alone is already a lot of pressure. When you're adding all this stuff on top of it, sometimes the pressure honestly just gets too much. And I mean, every day I still have that constant wishing that I was born a cisgender female, and the constant wondering why God made me the way that I am. I still have to deal with the fact that the majority of men out there treat me like a fantasy or a fetish, or they keep me a secret from their friends and family because, you know, dating a transgender girl is a big no-no. I still have to deal with society treating me like a science experiment or like I'm a special case. I still have to deal with the public telling me that I'm choosing to be this way and what I have is a mental illness. I still have to deal with people referring to me and constantly labeling me as that transgender girl when it should really just be that girl. I still have to deal with the occasional hate and the derogatory comments. I still have to deal with the feelings of isolation and loneliness. I still have to deal with being misgendered all the time and people referring to me as my old name, which I obviously don't go by anymore. I still have to convince people that I'm a girl and what I am and what I feel is validated. I still have to constantly tell people she when they refer to me as he, or tell them Kadence when they refer to me as Nelson. And I still have to deal with all the anxiety and the depression that a lot of us transgender men and women face. I have to deal with all of this by myself because all the people around me, they aren't transgender. They don't know how I'm feeling, they don't know what I'm going through, and they don't have any advice for me because they're not transgender. They don't have to go through what I go through and what many other transgender people go through. Or like a good example is I've noticed people in my family sometimes, like they'll slip up and they'll call me Nelson or he or whatever. And I get that's gonna happen. It's been Nelson and it's been he and him for the past 20 years, but when I try to explain to them how much it really hurts me and how it makes me feel super uncomfortable and gives me really bad anxiety, especially if we're in a public setting, that's just something that they don't understand. But at the same time, I don't really expect them to understand because they've never had to deal with that. I don't think people realize how much of an effect that has on transgender people. And I don't want to come across like I'm bitching or being whiny or feeling bad for myself or anything, because I'm totally not. I'm just telling you guys that even I have to deal with the things that every other transgender person faces, whether it's male to female or female to male or non-binary, because I think a lot of people look at me and they see that I have it so easy and I have a loving and accepting family and whatnot, and so they think that I don't have to deal with all of the struggles that they deal with, but the truth is I do. Just because, you know, it's different situations and it's different scenarios and whatnot, I still have to go through the same thing that any other transgender person has to go through. I know I'm very lucky to have it all and to have all the materialistic things and to have all the love and the support and have the accepting family and to be passable and whatnot, because I know that there's so many transgender people out there who don't have those things. So I literally every day I thank God for how blessed I am, and I pray for all those transgender men and women who don't have those things. I feel like every transgender person should have those things, or at least should have the love and the support and the family, because that can make a world of a difference. And I know there's thousands of other people out there who have it a lot worse than I do. So like I said, by no means am I bitching or being whiny or anything. I mean, I'm actually really thankful for, you know, my situation and whatnot. And I know I portray a perfect life on social media and I make it look like it's all rainbows and sunshines, but honestly, behind the scenes, it's not like that. It's a totally different view. And I mean, honestly, that's what I'm here to share with you guys. And I think that's just life. Like, it's never gonna be all rainbows and sunshines. Life has its ups and its downs. It's good, it's bad, it's cons, it's pros, it's negatives, it's positives. I mean, that's just life. And like I said, even though being transgender has brought all of this to my life, I am so glad and so beyond grateful that I came out and started transitioning, because I am doing 100 times better now than what I did when I was in the closet and still hiding and afraid to be me. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm depressed or unhappy, because I promise you guys I'm not. I mean, this is the first time in a very long time that I've actually been legit happy. And I'm happy with myself, I'm happy with my life. I mean, yeah, there's negative things about it and there's things I wish I could change, but I can't. I mean, that's just life. Everybody is going to have things that they wish that they could change about their life or about themselves or do things differently, but I mean, there's just some things that are beyond your control and you just can't change. Like, you don't have a say in it. So I am proud to be transgender, and I thank God every day that He made me strong enough to handle handle all of this and strong enough to really be my true self. And I thank him every day for making me the way that I am, because I think that transgender and the whole LGBTQ community is a really beautiful thing. So I guess the point of this video is to let you guys know that yes, I am a human being, and yes, I do go through all of this on a daily basis. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section. Also be sure to follow me on all my socials. I'll put all that stuff down in the description box below. Also make sure to show your girl some love and hit that subscribe button. You know you want to. You don't want to miss any of my future videos. I make videos every Thursday. And if you haven't seen my last video, definitely go check it out. I'm talking about me legally changing my name and gender and explaining the process and how it worked and what happened. So super exciting. I still can't believe it. Anyways, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I love you all, and I'll see all of you next Thursday.